Josh Duggar won't be home for Halloween in 2032 anymore. His prison release date has been to December 2032. Everything in federal prison is fluid, it seems. At the very least, release dates seem to change regularly for at least one inmate. Disgraced 19 kids and counting star, Josh Duggar, is currently serving more than a decade behind bars for possessing and receiving child pornography. He's been housed at FCI Seagoville since his 2022 sentencing, but his release date keeps getting pushed back. Josh Duggar's release date was changed again recently. As it stands, Josh Duggar will be spending 4 months longer in lockup than he anticipated when he was initially sentenced. When Judge Timothy L. Brooks sentenced Duggar in 2022, he set the Disgraced star's release date for August 12, 2032. He was shipped off to FCI Seagoville to serve out his time for receiving and processing child pornography. Since then, Duggar has found himself in a spot of trouble a couple of times, according to several reports. His release date reflects that trouble. In March 2023, the BOP updated his release date to October 2, 2032. According to Us Weekly, the change came after Duggar was found to be in possession of a cell phone, which is contraband inside a federal prison. He reportedly spent time in a special housing unit for the infraction. Earlier this month, his release date was pushed back to December 23, 2032. The new date suggests there had been another incident involving the former TLC star. It is unclear what Duggar might have done to cause his release date to change yet again. While Josh Duggar's release date continues to be pushed further away, he remains active in pursuing appeals. He has been appealing his conviction since he was sentenced. Duggar's legal team filed his first appeal in October 2022. In court filings, his team noted evidentiary rulings and alleged constitutional violations as reasons for a new trial. The Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals rejected his request in August 2023. He attempted to have the case reviewed by the U.S. Supreme Court, but the request was denied last year. While Josh Duggar appears to have lost the backing of his legal team and financial support from his family, he is still fighting his conviction. On May 12, 2025, the convicted felon petitioned an Arkansas federal judge to appoint him new counsel. Duggar said he wanted a lawyer to challenge his conviction on grounds including Brady violations and trial errors, but did not have the financing to hire counsel. It was largely assumed that Jim Bob Duggar was bankrolling his troubled eldest son's defense and the legal team that worked on his appeals. It's unclear why the father of 19 would have pulled his backing at this point. Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar certainly aren't having financial issues. The pair made headlines in the spring after selling a swath of land to Walmart for millions. Josh Duggar's prison update just dropped, and it's not good news. His release date has officially been delayed for a second time, now set for December 23, 2032. The former reality TV star, who is serving 151 months behind bars for child pornography charges at FCI Seagoville in Dallas, Texas, had previously been scheduled for release on October 2, 2032. But now, the Bureau of Prisons has pushed that back to December 23, 2032, marking the second time his release has been postponed. He was originally expected to be freed by August 12, 2032. With his legal battles far from over, Josh is still holding on to hope that something might change. Since being sentenced in May 2022, Josh Duggar has fought relentlessly to appeal his conviction. Most recently, he filed a motion on May 12, 2025, asking an Arkansas federal court to appoint him a new legal team, claiming he can't afford one and that the complexity of his case demands professional help. In a letter directly addressed to Judge Timothy L. Brooks, Josh begged for legal support, writing that he wants to file a Section 2255 motion to potentially vacate or correct his sentence. He cited significant issues involving constitutional violations, trial errors, and problems with how forensic evidence was handled. He also referenced Brady violations and evolving legal strategies that he believes may be relevant to his case. Despite pouring his heart into the request and explaining his focus on education, family, faith, and personal growth behind bars, the court denied his motion. Josh has been representing himself, or pro se, and claims he's unable to navigate the legal system without guidance. He hoped for help before a tight deadline of June 24, 2025, but the rejection left him with no legal team and no new motion filed. Josh Duggar has maintained his innocence since day one. He first filed an appeal in October 2022, only to be denied by the 8th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals in August 2023. His defense had argued that federal agents seized his phone without letting him contact his attorney during a 2019 raid on his car lot. But the court ruled that Duggar voluntarily spoke with investigators and even altered the Miranda waiver to indicate he wasn't in custody, undermining his claims. The Supreme Court denied his final appeal in June 2024, further cementing his conviction. Josh's legal problems began in 2019 when Homeland Security investigators found child sex abuse images linked to his computer. He was arrested in April 2021 and pled not guilty to 2 federal charges. His trial began in November 2021 and lasted nearly 2 weeks before he was found guilty. He was sentenced to 151 months in prison in May 2022 and was transferred to FCI Seagoville a month later. Life behind bars hasn't been smooth for Josh either. In December 2024, he was last seen walking around the prison yard, the first time he'd been spotted in public since his incarceration. Fellow inmates have previously complained about inhumane conditions at FCI Seagoville, alleging the food served is expired, bug-infested, and in small portions. However, the prison denies all such complaints and claims their food meets federal standards. Josh's wife Anna continues to stand by him. She reportedly visits regularly and is raising their 7 children alone in Arkansas while Josh remains locked up. Despite being convicted of possessing and receiving child sex abuse images, Josh refuses to back down legally, even as the justice system continues to shut every door on him. His 2032 release date now sits nearly 8 years away, and unless he miraculously wins a post-conviction motion, that date likely won't move again. With every legal option nearly exhausted, it's looking more and more like Josh Duggar will serve out his full sentence, with the fight for freedom slowly slipping away.